to MACKO, a team that struggled hard in stage 2. On the other end, Secret, they love that map. They only lost it to G2 and Falcons. Absolute staple teams on that map.
Mr. Officer, obviously former coach of Heroic. They used a black and white photo as we
smiling in what was an entirely white background.
You do worry.
Obviously, we hear the ADS has ticked back into life, and sure, you've got the shield oak, but you have achieved nothing. Although now you've got that first kill. Leader gone. They're able to at least burn one of the Wamai discs, but Savage is just going to see if he can stick it. Hello? 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 No. All right. Okay. Savage is somehow able to survive, and then they just swing and... false start, fine, but... Really? Secret took what you could say is testament to the bare minimum. He's going to keep swapping sides and hope that he can get a catch. In fact, he's going to go deeper. Doesn't know if Mudroom's clear, but at the same time... Oh! Had an idea of a fight, but there's the pick back up, and there's the trade out. A very important bit of motion. Oh, and almost the catch on top floor, but that reveals where one player is. It's 2 1 versus 1s right now. And you can see they're trying to get themselves closer together here. Secret, they want to get the kit back there. Just going to bait that and pre-fire it, but there's the ping out. Instead, Wolves are going to go for the 2-player pinch on Adrian, and it works. Players down. Look at the timer demo. They're going to see if they can try and stick the plant, but at this point, Wolves just need to put the pressure onto Noah and lock him out. Noah confirms the plant, gun up, ready for the next engagement. He knows where to expect it from, but they're still playing themselves. No. There's one! There's two! Noah! Time game. They can stress that sort of, control of the pressure. They obviously opted to remove the shields and have a shieldless game. Oh no, Mowgli! That is 0-3.
Has Tyrant killed him every round as well? Or am I...
no, Noodle killed him in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
But either way, Noodle is now, we mention him, and he's dead. Damage has gone down in that exchange, and Az is going to be the one that can sort of pick it up. The pre-fire onto the angle doesn't work. Creeds locks it in. Ooh, and just misses the follow-through fight here. Adrian can't find it either. Wolves, they have a little bit of bite left in them.
Or they will go simply direct in through Big Garage into Trench. Might have to take that
itself, and you can be the difference between cornering a player and cowering from them. Oh no, this time it's at least not Mowgli, but they try and throw themselves in. They're going for something quick here. Mowgli gets caught out by a goo mine, and the cover is going down as the plant attempts to be connected. They want to swing onto it, and there's the throw, but they're down the player with the C4. It does stop the kit though from whatever else has swung on from the prep, and this one has sort of fallen away. Just Noah and Doom left. And I think there was that single player on the back line that swung round, got the planter, and at that point, round's in some ways locked. Tyrant is still down. Why are you trying that? And at this point, surely, this will tick the end of it. There it is.
Yep, a rush from Secret is a death. Now, for Secret, whenever you are dealing with this mid-floor bomb site over towards Kitchen, top floor control is going to be a necessity. What a swing from Noodle, by the way. I'm pretty sure he caught Savage as he had a smoke in his hand, so unlucky timing. Oh, look, it's remotely slips in past the smoke. Able to pick up the kill on the Noodle, but oh, 2 back for Wolves, though. Leader over towards Hathel inside of office with that DMR. They're able to rip down one. He knows another person is right outside his doorway, but Azar is there with the cover. Wolves, great trade game, working together in unison. And Secret, I'll be honest, Emmy, that felt very 1-by-1 from Secret.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate way of how this team...
We're supposed to be here, I think is probably the best way to put it, isn't it? You know, a relegation team here in playoffs. Oh dear. Tyrant just went for the cheeky spawn peek.
I want to entirely give the terrain away with Doom ready for the swing in case anybody offers some support to slip their way in. Step by step, and now they have Dooms rotate in, and if they get one more, this should just be an easy wrap-up. Doom remembers the energy he had from the opening round, with Adrian getting the last.
Slightly in that roam game, and this time they have been punished by Secret. I mean, look, whenever it's looking good for them, they get to go on the attack.
Worried about someone coming up and punching the back stairs. They've obviously still got the potential, but there's Tyrant, there's the grenade, there's the pressure. Almost caught out. There it is, swung up, but Savage and Mowgli step their way back in the same breath. They want to go for the pre-fires and these sort of close-cut engagements, 30 seconds. Oh, and a big risk from Mowgli, but doesn't net itself rewards. Savage 3 goo mines, and a good gun, and a good idea. There's the kit, though. Gets the catch on the kit, 20 seconds. He's going to step out. 2 people on the same door, and not the same result as before. Wolves.
Play not as aggressive. They'll have a really good time at it, but this from Azur. Oh, I think, is this going to nab a kill? Oh, well, it did get the kill, but a great trade for Mowgli, though.
And Creed make sure that they come out better for better. Doubles it down as Noodle gets the cut on the rotate back, and Adrian suddenly alone, but Creed sends him to the afterlife to join. Well, all 10 players still stood, and with how good we talked about these teams being in that trade game, it's about to be an absolute crisscross and network. There's the first. Azur gets Adrian. And they're going to see if they can try and encircle on the other side, but Azur doubles down, and now they're going to push deep in towards blue, but they've cut their way across. They've now cut the rotate on the back end. Azur for a third! Noodle does find one, and in fairness, said it at the start of the round, sure, he's a bit ahead, but he hasn't been the entire defining factor. And then he went, oh, haven't I? Watch this. Doom playing popped shots out of a window is not going to net you around, but I think as he downs one and puts the pressure onto a second, he's aware of that. He's just being encircled at this point.
But no, it's dark out here today.
Upon it. Still a bit concerned somebody might be underneath. The line's going to cut their way in and try and retake that ground themselves. They've got a fight that is handed to them. Mowgli, I think there was pressure that came down from the top of the stairs, and Tyrant tears through 2, and well, if he wanted an opening, Tyrant has made one, but now he's still have to try and pick up the pieces, and it's still an even fight. Up top, there's the breach, close in, tucked over the wall. That player is the big one to try and root out at this point, and he's going to swing either side, either way, 10 seconds. They just have to watch. Hops out, and somehow hops back in. There's the swing. He knows he downed him, but the important fight is the kit. It's cold outside of Alusi. Doom's making for the hills. Obviously, the expectation here is those being within the past, week. Secret have beat seconds to maybe try and put some pressure back in. There's a bit of a separation here. Great play with the blitz. He's going to drop for the pistol and gets the headshot onto
how easy this is. Running through the motions. This should be simple for them. I don't expect to see them have any issues.
Well, Tyrant sort of drifted himself a bit close there into the engagement. Maybe hopes to get a bit lucky, but not going to stop this. As you said, Secret can just run this to the end. We hear what sounds like something popped on the back end. It stops the plant. They're still just going to push themselves up. Noodle does find the first, and Doom's going to go for the reassessment of the plant itself and should get it confirmed as the other 2 defenders have been pushed further and further back. Azur gets one. Leader does get another. 2 versus 2. Look at the positions and look at where they're going. Secret, they're above the hatch. They've gone for the range. They're trying to get the catch on towards Adrian before they push to the next kill. And that smoke, brilliantly played. But now, 30 seconds. They know where Doom is going to be. Do they have the time? They're going to go for the split push here, I think. One is going underneath, and unfortunately, they haven't quite timed it right. And no, they weren't. In fact, they went 2 above. Confirms the kill, sprays it away, and Doom can just ride this one out from the end. Gonna go for the long arm on this perspective. Oh, it's been read like a bit of a book there, as is expecting it. Swung round fine, but it's too little too late. Doom wins the end of the round, but to be fair, in what was the opening half of map 1. Carried on a little bit, but then sort of tapered towards the end as Wolves were able to push Chalet over.
Good start again. Wolves struggling here to get to grips with that opening.
Reloading.
Leader, though, has been able to take out.
What he's trying to bait him into is moving first. Solace moves instead and sees the side of a fight. It's scrappy through the soft. There's not a lot of bullets in that gun. There is in the secondary, though. There's one. They expect to drop on the hatch. It doesn't come together. Instead, as I said, they're trying to cover their divide. Right in towards it. Oh, wrong time to sprint. Leaves Tyrant alone. And at this point, they're going for the plant, close tucked on the back of the door, but he's got nothing to stop it, and he's entirely surrounded. Secret. The players further and further away from the windows and just be active threat. Adrian on the far side is watching, and then a Deimos from underneath is trying to cause problems, but it's actually Mowgli that gets one, and the Deimos almost has a bite out of them, and does. Leader wins the engagement, led from Azur in towards Leader, and Secret can take that as their momentum to just push in, but Noodle gets one. Noah's gone. The bounce of that grenade won't go anywhere because it's caught, and well, Wolves, They were waiting and...
Again, just going into said angles. It did almost feel like a little bit missed early. Still wasting time. But you can look at Wolves and you know what they have. They've brought in the Goyo. You've got the Tachanka, which hopefully will stay alive. Tyrant kind of got picked off last time, but oh dear, the players in server have been dispatched. Secret cooking really, really well right now.
Sure, the fire is bouncing its way in because they have the Tachanka still up to this point, but the Kiba actually in some ways could work onto their favor. There's that little window of plant, there's the blind, there's one for Mowgli, there's another for Doom, and there is a flawless for Team Secret.
Yeah, you look just how easy it is for the basement. I mean, Secret, if you're good at this,
give them the option to swing in. It was an aggressive position to hold. It not being punished, I think, is the biggest blow. Oh, but that sure is. Savage, he's in and up to the races. Immediately gets himself top spiral, holds onto the position and goes for the call. Great move. He's bought himself a chance at a route. Now, there is some players that are otherwise trying to make their way inside, but Noodle's doing his best to hold out. Instead, they need to really desperately win this next engagement. Pulls away.
He's dead.
Think about what the site is and think about, yeah, the three players that are surrounding him. He's got one that's about to hit from long dash side, one that's going to go over the short, and, well, he's just going to free fire onto one, but Adrian is there to wrap it in. You like to go? Yeah, Demo, take it.
I would say probably the Grim's been the biggest hit now, because if you look at... what a cracker of a shot there from Adrian. You look at the Grim, you know, that's going to be their main way of pushing power. Oh, an equally fantastic shot there from Creeds. Wow. You know, now it's going to be probably a lack of info, I would say, from Secret now. That Grim would have been great just to dump in through all of those tables. You'll be able to pick up somebody. And yeah, you're just blind swinging. They have no info at all. And Creed's just on a tear right now. Welcome to the map. Finally, Creed's is hitting his stride. Noah in the 1v2 gonna try his best to go for the clutches. The R4C in his hand. He's gonna peer around the double door. Nobody's gonna expose themselves. Tyrant, I think, she's gonna try and play close with the shotgun. The correct move, and oh, the fire extinguisher will force him back. Tyrant doesn't know which way to look. He just has to play off contact, and the shotgun, surely the swing has to come in. Come on now. Don't be teasing us like that, Tyrant. Yeah, we knew it was coming. Still one final opportunity. And...
reloading.
oh, that's very aggressive. And oh no, Reed's been punished because of that.
Just gonna go for it, because why not? Wolves, hello.
This is why this site reeks.
Okay, that's not the most common scene. Mowgli gets caught by Capcan, but it's in a post-plant situation. Leader is down in the meantime, and still there's a bit of a stunned silence over the room. There's a slip pass, but they're inside the site itself. You've got to remove those players and then look who's above. Noah on the windows that can just sort of maybe even watch this from the windows itself. Oh, that's rotten timing. As the C4's shot out, you still have to try and take the player, and is going to go for it. Does get the kill. There's suddenly a 4 versus 1. Can they get Doom and get the kit? Doom holding out, spinning on a dime. They're out of time here. Demo, Doom. The last factor of it. A quad kill. Doesn't even have time for the ace.
Oh, and obviously the desk did a great little segment about him. The one thing that stage, and it's just such a shame that he happens to play in the same region as Shaiko. Because probably any other...
just trying to lure all the pressure. 2 players inside blue, and Doom's shotgun. Ooh, 2 adrift. There.
Stay close.
I mean, hitting Doom with the shotgun is 2 adrift. Doom more than happy with the MPX to sort of lay Creeds down. And now look at this. What?
yeah. Nice. Yeah.
Reloading. Cover me.
Oh, it's fine. Don't look amazed. I mean, that's exactly the way you should be playing that right now. And I mean, Wolves, what a catastrophe. They're in the bomb site, so we'll see where that goes. But realistically, it's Azza right now, because look where Noodle is. He's inside dirt.
That could settle this round entirely. This is the problem, though. Please don't collateral this. Okay, you can do that, though. I expected at least 1 for the Kali, but somehow the 3 of them threaded the needle, and that leaves just Noodle in the 1 versus 3. Opens up the back, drops into the vault. As soon as they know, they'll just start setting it on fire. Noodle has no option but to leave. Secret wrap it up. Well, takes his first blow, takes a bit of a bite, but is still able to slip his way out. Oh, suddenly 2 other Secret players drop as Doom Gets Tyrant amongst it. Does get down from the following engagement though. How aware are they? Pretty comfortably aware. They're just going to drift down and make sure they don't get caught. They go for the cement on the kill itself. That isn't netted. Okay, a 3 versus 3, but Demo, look at the time. They've got to see if they can try and get this one put together. They're having to still fight on towards positions, like the elevator. There's the spray and the pre-fire through, but they haven't moved off. Do they know? Or are they about to learn a horrifying lesson as they can try and move around the back of the hold? In fact, they entirely pick up and go for the push itself. One slight cut across the middle, and Creeds gets the pop onto one. Noah wins out, but he's all that's left as they go for the divide and go for the plant itself. But there's lead of the cover gone. Noah just has to cover the distance, and I mean, I think he knew.
Can block off those angles and doorways. Gives you that easy swing in.
Oh, there's trades out, but Secret come off in slightly better form here. He can try and rower the doors now, but at this point, with Doom still holding himself in this aggressive position, Savage getting one more. Versus one that hasn't gone their way. And now it's Leader with 45 seconds and shot in the back.
Time going into this map. And look, so it's not as though we're coming into layer saying, oh, this is a great map for Wolves, they're going to win it.
Down to the lower bracket here, slightly more set on the pace, and as Noah has the first fight taken out of him, Tyrant gets the follow through. Talked about him not quite being up to the pace.
In our previous matchup between BDS and Gen.G, we've seen nobody in this top floor really, go downstairs, use the kind of vertical options that you can have from below. But Wolves are now piling on the pressure. They've just strolled on in. Only a minute left, and Wolves just thought, you know what, let's go for it.
Well, I said at the start of the round, Doom might have been the reason they're still in, and he could be the reason they win out this round. Oh, there was a moment. There was a moment, everybody.
Wolves need to be on their A game right now when Doom going to start a very early approach, and I think he's going to get one. Is he going to get any more? He should. Oh, misses the SMG. C4 goes out, has the shotgun too. Phenomenal from Doom.
I mean, the bait there of the C4, he knew that they would try and shoot it out because they'd expect him to press the button, so instead swings on, puts the pressure on. The air jab is partially up, and they tried to bait themselves. Creeds hoped he would have the same mentality of they'll shoot the air jab. They didn't. They shot Creeds. I mean, just a lock in there and a big blow. Tyrant and Noodle popping in and hoping, but they are what gets filtered out. Noodle does find... What? That was scary.
Headbutts it.
It's the kind of thing, if you had like 3D glasses on, like Spy Kids, you'd jump out your seat.
Love the reference.
15 seconds, and you can't imagine he's going to get anything from the end of this, and he's not. Mowgli had the door, but... Okay, fine. But I'm good at... My strongest skill, talking very fast and making words sound clear and making things exciting. Like Tyrant killing June. I don't really need to be crazy excited about that. But that can be a bit more. Savage drives them.
They want to open up this top floor. They want the challenge onto the roamers, but as easier said than done. And Savage gets caught between two, is really worried about somebody walking up the staircase, and because of that, he loses out in that engagement as he gets swung from Mez. Now Secret are at a man disadvantage, and Creeds is read into that flank from Adrian. The battle of the SMG-12s comes to a halt. And yeah, Secret under so much stress right now. I mean, Mowgli is being phone called. Damon's tracked to know exactly where he is. Him and Noah have doubled up upstairs, and also ring around the Rosie, and it's Wolves who come along.
Be like, I'm right, because there's a lot of other factors that go in, but that's 2 for 2 on vertical takes being successful on that site. Bringing the grenade will force a little bit of movement, but he can just peel himself back in towards the side. That one might force a little bit more. There's fire and gunfire on the stairs. Creeds drives his way up, gets a break, and suddenly sees a mirror window. So probably can't go much further until the rest of the team shows up. Calls are coming out, and that grenade will bounce his way over the top, and Tyrant tears the head off of Adrian, and now with Creeds getting a double, Wolves circling and striking, beat for beat, bar for bar, and blow for blow. They seem to have Secret's number on the hold here on the top floor. Noah, all that's left with the shotgun, but he can't see anything, so he doesn't see Noodle killing him.
Especially whenever Lion has the capabilities of bringing that big old DMR that we know is just so strong, but gets the opening. Now Doom Oh, looks away. Siege timing at its finest. Wolves, kill after kill. Secret crumbling.
Behind a Scopos that won't be activated on the end of it, but could be destroyed. There's a retake.
Nice.
Failed. Mowgli. An easy pickup for leader. Almost like it's just a step on a par for a course, but it's a very easy walk. There's another one with the French shotgun, and I mean, a 4-2. Mowgli. Took a second before, and if there was a little bit more reactivity, he might have had his head shot off. Creeds does. There goes the Blackbeard. Savage gets the first. Leader gets Mowgli back. But in the trade-off there in terms of position players, Creed's going as the shield is always going to be a big limiting factor. Here's the motion as they try and just cement some of the control here across. Savage takes a little bit more damage, but they haven't been shook out of position. Ooh, there goes one. There goes two for Azza. Noah bites back. Finally gets the end of him.
Still got plenty of util coming in from the Capitao. He can smoke off the vertical holes. Noah, though, makes it a 2 versus 2. He takes down said Capitao, but look at Noodle has slipped in towards the top floor. He knows we're both in the Mar, but they know that he's there. And C4 tried to get the pick, but Noodle has been able to drift out of that and get the pick. And look what Tyrant's doing, going straight in for the plant. Adrian doesn't know where to look. He doesn't know what to do.
Oh, he's scrappy, but he makes it land. He's dropped himself down the shotgun. Yeah, they've stopped the eyes, but now he's a fish in a bowl, but he's an armed one.
Deimos.
With a great gun for this kind of confrontation. The health as the Deimos puts the track in. Noodle sets it up to a 5-1 for us.
I just need to tell you a story here, because this is so unique. This is the first time ever that Wolves wins 5 attack rounds and they won that match. It usually never gets to there because their attack side is so weak.
He's not got more than 2 kills in at least a round. He's going to try and find one. There's Mowgli gone. All the pressure, it's coming from the Deimos underneath as well. For some cover, they're sort of trying to lead the fight on towards the Deimos. There's a little bit of a back and forth, and the Deimos are taking some of the damage, but they drive themselves in. Tyrant gets one, though. Doom gone, and as the fight goes back and forth, it's traded out, but it's only Noah left. 2 versus 1, leaders underneath. He's technically got a fight to himself up here. He's trying to get the player up. They're going, calling, maybe on the back of the audio. It allows them to step up, Noah. The saving grace for this team time and time again. Just against leader. They know where the fight is going to come through. Now it's a post-plant situation. He can't get it. Noah saves the round.
Slowly working their way in, and the shield will spawn him out. But Azar able to get out of there. Never mind, Noah has cut him off from the doorway. Make that 2. Maybe this is the game plan. Noah just kills them all.
I mean, Noodle gets one on the back. They've peeled themselves away. They know the pressure's inside now, and he's waiting to try and put the pressure in. Savage is down. Just outside the smoke itself, but I don't think they really know yet. No, there was a catch. That was bait, and it was a team kill technically in the smoke, but the bullets put them into it. The plant being played and being secured just on the other side. They have to drop back down. Again, it's narrow.
Totally deal with that. He doesn't. So at some point, I think they may need to rotate over and assist. The shield's obviously going to be stopped here by the smoke, but a great little pick using the skeleton key from downstairs is able to take down.
Cross lines and crossed angles. They're just trying to get one more pinch, one more bit of pressure before the push with Noah. As I said before, he's really been that big drive. And Creeds gets the kick cold. Noah gets Azza. Adrian gets Tyrant. They're able to make at least a little bit of that happen, but with the long range and no kit, they're just hoping. Leader sprays on, but there's one right back. Creeds, the clash, all that's left. A million miles away from the engagement. The flash has come out, so instead rotates round. This is where we were before. This is where we are again. But unfortunately, this time they got the breach open. They can watch this from far outside. They're just going to sort of be prepared for the approach on the window. They can lie down and keep this as cautious as ever. There's the rotate. Good premonition, but since then, every single round outside of that has been the attackers. So instead, what do they do? Where do they go? Just apparently right across the fire. Savage is chasing a man down, push the Tachanka into a firefight. 2 quick kills come into Secret's favor. And now they're going to drive their way up. Pre-finds the angle, but into the cross. Secret then knitting a network of destruction. And now with Adrian getting one more, the same way their lead has crumbled that round from that. Well, there's the Capital bolts, there's the dive, and there's the drive all the way through. Doom does get one as well. They've gone even further, and there's the cover on it, vertically played. Demo all day, all season. I've been asking for a demonstration on how you do this clean, because I've seen dozens of teams attempt it and fail. And Secret just wrote the book about it. Noodle and Azza, they're able to get 2 quick ones back. Azza's gonna see if he can find a fight outside. He knows to expect it, and the pre-fire gives some of the game away. But at this point, how do you cross the divide? They've got the vertical, they've got the watch. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but they've got to push on to one, and Doom cements one. There's the last for Adrian. Secret.
What's the wait here the whole day?
Woo! Forced around, up, down, all over the fire, and Adrian just spraying into the smoke is what nets the kill. It's almost a shame for Creeds to finally fall out that way. And at this point, they've taken the territory. The shield is there, and it could be something that could be smashed through. There's Mowgli, swinging round.
Reloading.
This might be that descent into the end. They have the control over the top, and Tyrant does find Adrian. Gets one, but now they've got this Rafters control in the position. I'm not sure if the breach looked a little bit scuffed.
Look at leader.
Whoa, Tyrant swings out. Gets the head of Noah. I do actually think the breach on the direct route through might be impossible. I think they're going to have to try and find the alternate way around. They've done that. The C4 over the top. Oh, gets shot out. They do get the drop on the other side. A 2 versus 2. They're worried about baiting more utility. Mowgli on 3, but it's a 1 versus 1. They're popping up. No, it's Doom. Who else but Doom?
Well, speaking of Cole, I think Savage wants to have a word. Let's bring him up. He's ready for us. Monsieur Sauvage, congratulations on the win. What an incredible matchup. I have to say, there's no two ways around it. What the hell happened to get to, we have to come back from a 5-1 on the final map, a best of 3, where for all intents and purposes, you think 2-0 for Secret, no problem?
Good question. Maybe something that we're going to figure out in the next few days when we review the game, but...
What do you think it is because of?
I mean, our defenses were very poor. Like, we're just getting punished by them basically doing nothing, you know? Like, they do a lot of ghost pressure on the map and then wait for you to move, and we were just moving and giving them the picks, you know? But Chalet is a very good map for that kind of ghost pressure to bait around the players to move, and we were just doing it, and we were picking them outside and they were punishing us. And for Bank, it's a lot better map because you can play the step by step, and you also, like, if you just stand still on the position and the other team doesn't do anything, you can win the round. I think Chalet is a bit different than that. You have to stay a bit more active. But for this last map, Blair, like, I don't even know, like, to be honest. Like, because we were, like, basically splitted every round on our defenses, and we didn't pick a side to play, and we just kept getting, like, crushed down by them. Like, kept giving them picks one by one. We didn't decide on to play on 1-on-1, and we were, like, a bit hesitant. We felt a little bit the pressure, maybe. I don't know. Like, we were a bit shy to play.
Fair enough.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Congratulations on the victory here. I think we talked about a lot in this game on the desk was the energy in you guys' game and the slower start and then the energy really picking up pace afterwards. How do you feel about that yourself, about the energy in the team in these last 3 maps?
I think Chalet was poor. Like, but we had a talk, like, kind of after the map, saying, like we can't, like, be that let down, you know, after, like, a round loss. Like, it sounded like we were basically sad after a few of these round losses, and especially going into this last map, we knew that, like the coach said, like, guys, even if we, like, start bad, we start slow, like, just stress our attacks. Like, our tracks are very strong, and that's basically what we did. Even though we were, like, 5-1 down, we were still confident, and we just tried to play it round by round, you know, like, just focus on the next round, no worry about the scoreboards. And I'm glad, like, everyone put the energy into to be able to bring it back, you know.
Savage, I think speaking of this mental game of the energy, I am a big believer that when one of my team had such a huge comeback like this, it would usually really help the team create a bridge and a good synergy, actually help the team perform better in future matches than if we had won 2-0, for example. Do you feel the same?
I mean, I don't know, to be honest. There's both sides, right? Because I think a 2-0 does give you a lot of confidence, but the 2-1, like with a comeback, definitely makes you believe more, you know? Like, I mean, we had something very similar, like recently at the EWC final, we were 3-6 down and we managed to come back, and that does like, you kind of, I think when you are in that situations again, then you remember yourself, maybe like, you know, like we've been here before, we were able to do it, like we can do it again. Like it's gonna be fine. Just focus on round by round.
Yeah, that's the bit, because you're playing G2 tomorrow, and potentially should you win that, you have another best of 3 to come up after it. How are you playing around with your energy through what could potentially be a super long day?
Honestly, like the last stage, like we weren't prepared mentally or like physically, like we didn't realize that's an option. That's not something we're prepared for. But I think this stage, considering last stage experience, like we gonna be able to like manage our energy better, make sure we don't let the gas run out. Like even like stuff outside the game, like making sure you keep yourself hydrated, make sure you have like snacks, like the fast digestion snacks and fast carbs and all that stuff. Like we kind of digged into it, like with our like psychologists, and like I think we'll be able to perform better than last time.
The last piece, is there anything you'd like to say to G2?
I think it's going to be a fun game. As always, like they play very similar to us, and it's always a fun game. Doki's going to keep shouting to himself, even though like we don't reply or anything, but it's always fun.
Fair enough. I'm very much looking forward to it. Congratulations again, Savage and Team Secret. We'll see you tomorrow in our second set of Games and Playoffs.